Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Let's get right into the information today. I have a bunch of information to get through. Guys, please pay attention to this entire video. I want to tie it all together. I've been really busy in my personal life, so I appreciate your patience. So, with payid.org, again, we have many founding members, and my bet is, of course, Brave Browser, BitPay, Bitso, BRD Wallet, Dwala, Flutterwave. You can tie all of these guys to Ripple directly, SBI, R3, you name it. All right, now this is kind of just the top stack of this interledger type of stack with ILP, of course, at the foundation for settlements. They're basically just building projects for interoperability to allow everybody to communicate, share information effectively, and win on a level playing field. And my belief is that XRP, for the payments problem specifically, is one of the obvious key winners or potential winners in the future. Now, none of this is financial advice. I have a lot of information to get through. You guys can disagree with me. Let's just be adults about it. I see a lot of people are very negative, pessimistic when, there's a bear market or when, price goes down 10%, 20%. I get it. But if you are doubting, like legitimately doubting the future of this asset class, the digital assets and distributed ledger technology, DLT, to me, this is analogous to somebody doubting the future success of the internet and the companies built upon it, saying, yeah, these companies, the internet is just a fad, it's a bubble, it's not going to become widely adopted. And you guys are saying this just like you were in the early 90s for the internet. And I just think that when people look at price and they see it suppressed, it scares people out. Well, why is the price so suppressed? Because it works. It chases people out. People forget, they lose all rationality and sense of common sense, which is not so common, and they leave the market. Now, what I want to predict kind of between these groups and PayID specifically, we know that the 4 contributors in the white paper, we know David Schwartz. Everyone else just basically is from Spring, Logos Network, which is acquired by, Ripple and Spring, again, building DeFi products on the XRPL, even Strata Labs. It's all right in front of us, guys. You can go through almost every group here and tie them either to Spring, Ripple, SBI, R3, or again, some other digital assets. It's all right in front of you. Again, King Solomon showing the Flutterwave connections back in the day, Dwala working on another project, which we'll talk about, and people actually think that they're competitors. No, they all want interoperability for these ecosystems to survive and thrive. People talk about R3, people talk about on-demand liquidity and their efforts in Southeast Asia growing. To me, it's simply a matter of time. And yes, I know some of you have been here for 3 to 5 years. I get that. But if this digital asset class blows up even 1% like we believe, I think it's going to be well worth it. I'm not going to be complaining for 10x to 8,000x my investments in any of these crypto assets. That's simply, I'm willing to wait. I'm not trading stocks right now, waiting for 20% or 40% in a year, especially when QE just keeps going. I have my expectations in check. And I know some of you absolutely do, but there's just been a lot of toxicity in this community. And I mean, it's just not healthy to see on a daily basis. So, all right, R3 guys, clearly it's built for high value transactions. It's enterprise grade. They've said this on the news. They've had David Rudder go over this time and time again. We've had the CTO, what is his name? Richard Gendelbrown, CTO of R3. They cannot discuss XRP or Ripple. We get it. And also, why are the majority of the founding banks of R3, that consortium, the founding banks, why are they all Ripple partners? It's just deductive analysis, guys. Again, this is speculation in a speculative market. There's many other facts that I've shown in my 400 plus videos, but I just kind of want to get the conversation started, and I want you guys to start thinking a little bit, okay? And I know many of you are, some of you are way ahead of me too, and that's fine, and I do appreciate it. But again, so we know June 30th, the U.S. Senate Banking Committee is holding a virtual meeting, the digitization of money and payments. We have information on the big 4 accounting firms. We can already tie, of course, Deloitte with the T24 stack with Ripple years ago. It's just all right in front of you. So let's get into information. Right here, guys, Global ID. And again, I am Legion. Thank you, sir, for sharing this with me. So Global ID. We can see here introducing the wallet, so now they can connect Uphold directly. They can support US dollar and multi-currency transactions. People are ignoring how big Uphold is going to be, and keep in mind, just like Global ID, we have Uphold right here. So again, working already with Global ID. So we're going to start seeing these guys working together as well, all right? Signum Bank, it's all right in front of you. All right, so as you can see here, connect to Uphold, view balances from the wallet, perform and move transactions in from your US dollar bank account. They support virtual accounts associated with multiple currencies. So we're going to see more and more of this. Again, Greg Kidd, one of the CEO and founders of Global ID, he had a great interview with Digital Asset Investor. Sorry, I was trying to find a candid picture of these guys discussing, but anyways, a great interview. I really enjoyed it. And essentially, guys, Greg Kidd, guys, I mean, thanks to him, as soon as they started Ripple, he's one of the original investors and holders of the entire supply. They were already meeting with the Federal Reserve. I mean, even right here, senior analyst at the Federal Reserve Board. Typically, no matter how successful a private company is or a public company, whatever, they are not meeting with people this high. Again, you are investing in the people, and this is only 0.1% of the iceberg. I think global ID is something we absolutely have to keep our eye on, because obviously DLT, this global accounting system, is going to be revolutionary, not only for payments, but for identification, compliance, you name it. All right, so we'll keep going. Right here, Ripple affiliate CoinsPH, based out of the Philippines, of course, for PH and the Philippine peso, joins new remittance network reaching unbanked Filipinos. So again, we'll talk about the unbanked. But as we can see here, Union Bank of the Philippines has built out a network it says will make it easier for people without access to financial services to receive money from abroad. The country's 10th largest by assets. Again, this bank, it's launching 11,000 cash out remittance again across the archipelago. All right, we can kind of speed through this. Union Bank said it was extending an existing partnership with CoinsPH, a regulated Philippines-based company using a blockchain platform to provide remittances and other payment services. And yes, they're utilizing XRP today. As we can see, CoinsPH has a relationship with Ripple and uses the XRP cryptocurrency as a payments rail, enabling Filipinos to quickly send and receive funds. Now, guys, stick around. I want to talk a little bit about on-demand liquidity specifically and things to keep your eye out for. All right, talking about the pandemic, the push, again, just helping the unbanked. And right here, both CoinsPH and Union Bank are regulated by the Philippines Central Bank. Okay. Next, XRP Crypto Wolf, just sharing this. I know many have seen this, but again, former Ripple executive, this is Dilip Rao. He is essentially retired. He's just an advisor joining Flash FX, which is awesome. Just wanted to kind of share that. And again, remember when they left, they always say, you're just a note away. All right. Things to consider for the XRP ledger I'm referring to. All right, right here, King Solomon sharing this. More than 14 million XRP deposits within the first week of listing on CoinLoan. Now, CoinLoan, guys, a lot of people want to do this and kind of lend out their XRP or cryptocurrency and get interest. I get it. Personally, I trade and take other initiatives, and I'm not as comfortable having other people holding my crypto. But a lot of people are doing this, and some of these are OTC counters, some are institutional, and they can see that when they're loaning their XRP or putting it up for collateral, they're getting about 5.7% APY. Now, when you're seeing this type of percentage or an annual yield, you have to understand, and let's just think critically here. So you're lending your XRP, they're giving you that. I'd assume that they're making significantly more than 5.7% on your XRP, and they're just paying you a difference. So what are they utilizing the XRP for, and why are they so much more profitable? Just things to consider, guys. Read between the lines. All right, right here, XRP Crypto Wolf. The European Union is creating a new regulatory regime for cryptocurrency that will launch in 2020. A new regulatory regime for cryptocurrencies will not only cover unregulated crypto assets, but it'll consolidate and unite existing standards across Europe. All right. Another development, another promise in 2020, we will see. Right here, guys, MoneyGram partners with digital financial services to offer e-wallet services in the UAE. Again, we are seeing growth in all directions. Understand, I think I pulled it up just to show newcomers. Even right here, guys, remember, June 17, 2019, MoneyGram announced a strategic partnership with Ripple. It started off with $30 million as an equity investment. They call it, in quotes, a strategic investment. They have another $20 million on the table where they can buy, obviously, the stock at, I think, $4.10 locked in at that rate. But to understand that MoneyGram, they started off with the treasury functions utilizing XRP, and then obviously the push is to go peer-to-peer, and some reason they ramped up volume big time. Now, I think it's because there will be a launch, a bigger one in the future. A lot of people will spread the community with FUD, but again, I'm just looking at the fundamentals. We will simply see, all right? And then right here, guys, what I wanted to emphasize is this. So, Anders Lundberg, guys, subscribe. He has less than 1,000 subscribers. He has some phenomenal videos. So again, Anders Lundberg, you can type in XRP. Watch this video he put out today. It is 4 minutes. How I believe banks will go live with on-demand liquidity to use XRP. Another one that I recommend you must watch. I'm not signed in on YouTube at the moment, so I do apologize. Is right here, why I think banks will use XRP through R3 and Corda. Now, none of that is financial advice, but it's just some speculation, healthy speculation, directly from people at Ripple and R3, just to hear for yourselves, okay? So check that out. All right, next up, I have a bunch of information to get through. We'll go right here. Okay, so I know, guys, we've talked about QNT, we've talked about Quant a lot on this channel in the past, and again, Matthew Liony. This could allow payments of Ethereum smart contracts with R3 Corda XRP ecosystem. So right here, we know SIA, of course, they're tied with, SIA-Net, SIA Chain, they're tied with Ripple, we've shown time and time again, and Quant Network successfully tests blockchain interoperability. People are talking about QNT because it's been pumping massively. I know it was, at the bottom of like $3, and it's, getting closer to like $8, $10, $12 once again. We will simply see. I have big expectations for the project and Overledger and kind of cross-chain interoperability. I think it's quite obvious that it will be, relatively successful, especially with these permission blockchains. I've, listened to the CEO a lot talk, and I just think it's promising. And one of their actual strategies, and I'm not trying to shill it. I really don't care. You guys do your own research. I'm just saying that even he said he didn't want it on some of the main exchanges and too much publicity initially, which I found that to be interesting, unless that was a tactic that tricked me. But anyways, this integration provides the ability to bridge permissioned blockchain instances between SIA Chain, and other external networks which could not be previously connected in order to have cross-platform applications and services covering, for example, notarization, payments, and KYC. Something to keep your eye on, guys. And again, it's not an XRP killer, it's not an Ethereum killer, not everything is trying to destroy itself. Remember, all these projects, the best win-win scenario is to win on a level playing field, so the ones that actually solve a real problem will survive. It's about enabling, it's not about disrupting. That's what we have to kind of change our minds about again, okay? Right here, Michael Val5Links sharing this. So MoneyGram has spread the word about its new partner in Asia. Again, domination throughout South Korea. We've talked about, what was it, E9? I think we'll go over it briefly here, but just showing how deep it is really going. Of course, MoneyGram's expressed this push for going digital right after Ripple really had this strategic acquisition. We know, what was the woman's name from Ripple that's a board of directors on MoneyGram? It's just a done deal. MoneyGram's one of the largest money service businesses. We know Western Union is ahead of them, but we also know that Western Union has trialed XRP in the past. They've had one interview, they said really negative things about Ripple and XRP. Then another one, they spoke very highly of it. So you're getting mixed signals. Do with that what you will. Right here. So Ripple's partner MoneyGram integrates with GME. This is Global Money Express, leading South Korea remittance firm. Kind of speed through this again. I'm sure you guys already had this. But again, Ripple's major partners in P2P remittances. That's what they're focusing on. MoneyGram has spread the word about its new partner in Asia, expanding throughout South Korea. So we can see, according to MoneyGram's COO and the head of firm's digital business section, striking partnership. And again, MoneyGram has reported, check this out, 100% year-over-year growth in digital transactions in May, partnering with a P2P payments giant as big as GME, which is significant news, believe it or not. I know you guys are looking at XRP price, but again, we're looking at the fundamentals first. That will serve as that slingshot to potentially catapult. For me, it's not healthy to say, but I just have zero doubt in this ecosystem. All right. And you guys can absolutely diversify. You can leave XRP, you can sell it. I really don't care. I'm just covering the news again because this is a done deal. And I think that when this is all said and done, there's going to be a group of us that have been here since the beginning. And we're going to say, told you so. People will still come back to this channel and say, oh, your dot connecting was lucky, or some of it was. And if I'm right about, 1%, 10%, it's a done deal, guys. And I think there's a lot of other wealthier institutions and banks that have much bigger investments than me that stand to gain massively. So again, this is about solving a problem. This isn't just about making money. Look at the problem. Who can compete with pre-funding in the world? I don't see any other solutions. I see, a permission database that's masquerading as blockchain, which is Libra. I see some utility settlement tokens, again, for walled gardens. None of them are solving all of the issues and checkpoints that Swift has listed out besides XRP. Not financial advice. Continue to do your own research. Take everything with a grain of salt. But, I've seen what I need to see. So, in May, MoneyGram also teamed up with the South Korean money transfer company E9 Pay, which is a major milestone for MoneyGram's expansion. You can see right here, Ripple's partner is cementing its leading spot in the remittance industry in South Korea, which can boast almost $13.5 billion in annual payment outflow as per data from the World Bank. Remember, the World Bank praised XRapid in 2017. Things to note, I don't really see the World Bank call many technologies, specifically one that uses XRP, innovative and revolutionary. Just something to pay attention to, all right? All right, and keep in mind, watch the BRICS nations specifically, guys. Remember, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And again, if you wanted to add a K for Korea and BRICS to make it spell like that, interesting. Again, more and more countries we'll talk about. I know there's been news about meeting with Cambodia and their central bank straying away from the banking domination of the US dollar. This is about leveling the playing field, financial inclusion, getting rid of fees. I mean, the average fees for some people in the UAE, in Asia, what is it, 7%, 9%, even in very clunky, fragmented parts in Africa. That's what these initiatives are working on. So again, I saw it again in David Schwartz. I watched a recent interview of him talking about this, a podcast. I think James Rule XRP shared it. And he was saying, imagine building Twitter, but having to, I'm going to butcher it. It was something about like building the infrastructure or building the internet as well at the same time. That's what Ripple's doing. And I think they're doing a great job. Now you guys are sitting here looking at 18 cents, and some of you, I mean, there's some kids on this channel that have never worked a day in their life and they're just wanting people to make money for them. That's not how the world works. Again, are you consuming or are you creating? There's builders. Let the builders build. Be patient. You can go, forget about this and just hold and set and forget and leave. Take care of your mental health, guys. Again, being angry is not going to do anything. All right, right here, again, one of the big four, KPMG. I am Legion sharing this, wonder where this is all going. So, big four auditor, KPMG launches crypto asset management tools. But yeah, I'm sure cryptocurrency, digital assets, the tokenization of assets, STOs, and the benefits of asset fractionalization are all just a fad. And DLT is just, a big bubble. That's what I'm being sarcastic. All right, right here, again, guys, the big four, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, KPMG, right here, and again, PricewaterhouseCoopers. All groups, of course, we can tie Deloitte directly to Ripple, no surprise. But again, they've built a suite of tools designed to help both traditional financial companies and fintech startups provide tightly managed crypto asset services. I know we've seen more and more of this on a daily basis, just showing you where do you think this is all going. All right. Next, I am Legion sharing this. Ripple discusses with top Asian banks to implement ODL solution. I just want to go through this briefly. So, talking about, again, several Asian banks. Again, we can talk about SBI, that interview that Tony Thinking Crypto did, again, with Adam Trademan, phenomenal. You can see exactly that SBI is talking about, how bullish they are and how excited they are to launch the platform. Hopefully in the coming months. We know that they've had promises in the past, and XRP on-demand liquidity never launched. Everyone was extremely frustrated. Again, SBI Remit right here works with Ripple partner MoneyGram and currently processes transfers in over 196 countries with over 350,000 locations. Right here, what I was referencing, Ripple meets with Central Bank of Cambodia. We can see the Cambodian Apex Bank wants to free itself from the dependence of the banking system and is looking for a way to develop its own payment system based on blockchain tech. Keep in mind, Ripple in 2017 was meeting with the People's Bank of China, the Central Bank of China, discussing. Okay, so we don't know if they're talking about Ripple or they're just kind of being a consultant for blockchain tech. You guys can, speculate as much as you want. I'm just saying they're already meeting with, global central banks for years. All right. Again, similar meetings with leadership of Central Bank of Brazil a few days ago, as we know, when they opened up their ODL gateway. They started with Brazil in June of last year as well, right? Talking about Ripple price. I don't watch or read any of these articles. The price will go up when it wants to, and it's going to be based off of true volume scaling and higher transactions going through the ledger. And I think that on-demand liquidity is a mere stepping stone, and I think that it is a very important stepping stone. But in terms of price appreciation, I'm watching a lot of other things. Remember, there's many other things being built and applications built on the XRP ledger for streaming of payments, for higher value transfers. That's what I'm looking at. But I think on-demand liquidity is incredibly important. All right, now I want to go over a few other different pieces of news. So, Wrath of Kahneman, Ripple partner TerraPay and MoneyGram has partnered with Visa to drive inclusive cashless banking and remittances in Kenya, with Visa noting interoperability is key to a digitally connected payments ecosystem. It sounds like everybody's just taking the talking points that Ripple's had since 2012. And it's really interesting. Again, now they're noting that interoperability is key, enabling, working with regulators, you name it. And again, Visa, remember, I've shown you that picture directly where Visa acquired Earthport, RippleNet partner, to utilize and team up with Ripple to, again, they said, what was it, to replace or compete with the Swift network. Things to note. And we're also going to talk about the lead architect of SwiftNet. And you guys will not believe your eyes. It's just all right in front of us. All right, so Wrath of Kahneman sharing that again. And again, TerraPay provides a platform that links mobile providers and banks, connecting people and businesses often excluded from finance. All right, so you guys can see the acquisitions. Just follow them because, yes, I do believe they're relevant and very important. You can see the growth, the CAGR each and every year expected. I don't know why when I highlight it goes white. But anyways, you can see the predictions right here for, essentially 4 points. 5 trillion by 2023, up from 601 billion in 2016. All right in front of you guys. This industry is going to be growing substantially. Real-time payments and interoperability is key. They're finally realizing. Right here, I am Legion again, showing and kind of alluding to what Wrath Economan showed. Ripple partner TerraPay as well, back in March 2020, was acquired by an investor group. All right, global payments solutions company operates in over 60 countries, Africa, Asia, and Europe. All right, by a consortium of investors it was acquired from. Right here, this is really cool. I'm sure I'm going to lose some of you because you want hype, but I want to show you actual connections right here. And I know some of you, I see all kinds of negative comments about dot connecting, and that's fine. This isn't for you. I just want you guys to understand the information is there. All right, and I'm not trying to reassure you. I'm just saying information is there. Do with it what you will. I am Legion right here. So we got Dwolla. Again, remember, they're on PayID. Flutterwave, also PayID. Now we got PayID, Interledger Protocol, the level 1 project, which a lot of people don't really talk about. I have to dig into more. Talking about digital fiat currency, that's DFC when you see it. 29 countries, Tencent, WeChat. Even, understand Alipay. I've seen more people talk recently as well about Tranglo, which we've covered in the past, which is a Ripple partner. And yes, they're also integrated and partnered with Alipay. All right, and then Ripple. So just to speed through this, again, we have Dwolla, Project 1 plus PayID. We'll kind of skim through this. Again, if you guys are not on Twitter and you're not following I Am Legion, please do so. Phenomenal research for a long time. Has a great blog on coil.com. All right. You can see right here in collaboration. So we have through the level 1 project, Mojaloop was designed in collaboration with Ripple. We know they're working together. Dwolla as well, Modusbox. Of course, we've seen them. Software Group and Crosslake Technologies. Again, Mojaloop guys bridging all of these fragmented payment networks and mobile networks in Africa with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We're also going to talk about who the former chief architect of SwiftNet, essentially one of the lead architects building Swift, is working with them. All right, so we can see, PayID, Universal Payment, yet again, just what I alluded to, and I've already shown it. All right, I'll keep going. Right here, Flutterwave. We've had King Solomon and other people pointing towards, how obvious it is, and it's right there in front of us. So Flutterwave, they're on the PayID website. We have OTB_rising, sharing again Remitter and Flutterwave and Ripple, fitting, blockchain into their core infrastructure for payments. Right, and then we even have King Solomon back in the day showing Flutterwave, Visa, Ripple, M-Pesa, which we've talked about, African payments, connecting the dots. All right, all right in front of you. And again, we've had tons of videos covering this as well. All right, Alipay is integrated with Ripple, start at the beginning. You guys can kind of do your own research here too. I know I'm just reading these tweets briefly. All right. Level 1 project, digital fiat currency, interledger protocol, 29 countries. You guys can just speed through this again. Please, please, please do your own research and just understand many of these groups are connected. And I know it's not connecting, but some of it will actually make sense. So here's one of the former lead architects or chief architect of SwiftNet. I'm going to butcher his name. I'm just going to say, it might be Costa or Costa. I'm going to say Costa. I'll say Costa. Anyways, architect behind Swift and part of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is now part of this new payment system, the Level 1 project. Level 1 project. I really like that name. And again, digital fiat currency built on interledger protocol. So you can see right here on LinkedIn, Costa, tomato, deputy director, financial services for the poor at Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And again, I Am Legion shown this gentleman many, many times in his blogs as well. And here's what he said. Previously, I was the co-founder and leader of InnoTribe, the Swift initiative to enable collaborative innovation in the financial industry. At Swift, I was also the chief architect of SwiftNet, the backbone worldwide secure network currently connecting 8,000 banks and 1,000 corporations and servicing daily the world economy. Well, R3 is already connected for settlement with Corda via the Swift GPI, which is literally just messaging like Xcurrent. So again, R3 can do that. And remember, Ripple, for time and time again, people don't get this. On-demand liquidity, ODL, for all of you, is low value. Low value, high volume. R3 is, from the get-go, David Rudder right on the news saying this in interviews. Like, it's not me making it up. CEO of R3 says, R3 is enterprise grade to service high-value transactions. All right, remember, Ripple, to me, for the XRP ecosystem, of course, they're the central bank of XRP. I just think there's going to be other big groups involved, all right? I'm not talking about conspiracies of escrow and pre-allocation. I'm simply just talking about what we know right now, all right? So right here, career at Swift, that I was actually architect of the Swift network. Again, he was just speaking at another forum, all right? So we understand this guy. Now, how many times have we heard to serve the unbanked, underbanked? Exactly. talking about Starlink. I don't know how I feel about that, servicing people with internet connections. And then right here, 2020, the guy's in Africa. So we can see Interledger Protocol, 2020, March 2020, as we can see right here, Stephen Thomas, former CTO at Ripple. And again, now he's leading Coil as well. All right. And again, he recoded the Bitcoin blockchain from scratch. And that's why he's so confident in XRP ledger. It's never had an issue of double spending. In error rate, we have 55 million ledgers successfully closed, something that's been tried and tested for years to then be ready by institutions. If you guys think that institutions and banks are going to go on a network that has not been tried and true for years, and they just launch it now and it's a competitor to XRP, you're wrong. Liquidity is key, right? So I know a lot of you, and I'm just kind of ranting here, a lot of you are saying there's going to be a competitor, there's going to be some digital closed ecosystem. Well, that's the issue today. There's pre-funding and there's issues of trust with the US dollar domination. So the only way is to utilize a truly distributed ecosystem. Even if it started more centralized and the holding was centralized, just like the internet, you start from the top down and build it. Rather than Bitcoin starting with the retailers and working its way up and hoping that banks utilize it, that's not what Ripple had in mind. And I think that this whole narrative that we've been sold for, nearly a decade with Bitcoin has had a lot of people fooled. When you're watching anything on the news, just understand that there's also, a reason, there's an agenda at play. All right. If you want to know my agenda, it's because I believe in XRP. I'm going to continuously share this information all right in front of us. All right. So blockchain Africa again. And then we have, of course, Adrian Hope Bailey. Guys, we've seen documents time and time again of him with, Interledger Protocol, the W3C. We can go through, Web Payments Working Group, all kinds of contributors and presenters. It's all right in front of you. Again, even W3C, they're the group that governs the entire internet. They're working with Hyperledger, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, all of these guys for interoperability. I mean, think, one project is called Level 1 Project. World Economic Forum came out with, and they said this year is the Great Reset. I'm sure that's just for fun, guys. This is about the future of payments. There's not going to be one cryptocurrency that wins it all. That's a joke. There's not going to be one ledger that rules it all. What they said was, we're just going to create interoperability between all of these ledgers and gardens and ecosystems. And that's what seems like the obvious solution. I agree. And we'll see what exactly happens. There might be specific ledgers for certain use cases. Maybe interbank settlement could be for XRP. Maybe XRP will focus on wholesale interbank settlement and XLM will be able to succeed with. Maybe on the retail end. Maybe Link will focus on one type of, decentralized oracle. It doesn't matter, guys. I'm just saying that there's going to be enough room for many of these projects to survive and thrive. All right. Right here, Arturo Portilla, Adrian Hope Bailey, again, was asked if ILP was being done at W3C, and he answered, there is now an Interledger Foundation, actually, guys. The intent is for all the IP to be held by that organization and stay open. All right. So just all right in front of you. I just don't comprehend when people doubt the ecosystem and the investors behind it. The only excuse I understand and rationale to get negative and fearful is the price. If I saw something negative, guys, I buy XRP as much as possible. I've been trading. I do everything for years. And if I saw something actually negative, I would get out instantly. I'm not married to this investment, but to me, I just think that, the research and the fundamentals, even some of the dot connecting, it speaks for itself. So again, watch this video, Anders Lundberg, XRP. If you do anything, it's 4 minutes. Guys, let's get his sub count up. He does phenomenal research for this community. All right, guys, appreciate all of you that stick around. Stay positive, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.